Welcome back to Little Hollow Homestead this afternoon. Thought we'd go on a little birdhouse tour. If you've noticed, I really enjoy having birds around. So over the years, I have just built some little birdhouses, kind of freestyled it, if you will, and got a bunch of different kinds of birdhouses with various degrees of success of having birds actually raise their young in them. So I thought I'd take you on a little tour of the birdhouses of Little Hollow Homestead. Here we go. So to start off the tour, we've got a real heavy one that kind of fell out of the trees, and so I've just left it there on the ground. Hopefully there's some ground-dwelling birds that have enjoyed it. This birdhouse here, I just kind of like let my imagination run wild, and if you look, it has been well used. I need to clean that out so next year's birds will be able to nest in it. Next up, we have this little barn-style birdhouse I just kind of cobbled together. This birdhouse I call the sunroom. I made the roof and the floor out of some old chair mat. So far, the only thing I've raised in there is wasps, but we keep killing them, and hopefully birds will find it one of these days. Next up, we have the bucket house. It's just a 5-gallon bucket. It has been used by birds in the past. So we've got some icicles hanging. But that is the bucket house. This one I call the high-density housing birdhouse. Got lots of little nests in there. We've had a few Tweety birds use it over the years. This little birdhouse was a new addition last summer. We'll call it the double-decker. This one up here is the, I guess we'll call that the Hobbit birdhouse because of that big round door. Next up, we got this little simple birdhouse here. Got a shed roof to it. I've got a couple like that. We'll call this birdhouse the White Diamond. Got a metal roof to it. Here's another one of those shed roof birdhouses. One on a tangent. I built 2 or 3 of these. I think we'll find them all. And up there we have our skyscraper birdhouse. You can see a couple of those compartments were used. Like the other ones, I need to get those cleaned out for next year's batch of birds. We've got the simple box house made out of old fencing. It was a cool looking house, but it looks like I need to do some shingle repair. We'll get that down and get those shingles fixed back up. There's yet another box house, or shed house, I guess. This one here is one of my favorites. You see it's got a apartment on the side, 2 in the front, another one on the side. That's one of my favorite ones I built. Little diamond chalet. Looks like my trim fell off the bottom there. You can see where the hot glue was. But it's been used. You can tell by the sticks in there. Here's another ground birdhouse. Just for the sheer fact it was too heavy to step in a tree. And there, I believe, is the last of my shed birdhouse building phase. In the trees here, we got a little metal roofed birdhouse. It's about 1 foot by foot. We'll call that the tin roof house. We got this house. We'll call this the chest of drawers house. We got another tin roofed house. We'll call this the Dumbledore house because it kind of looks like Dumbledore's hat. Our meat chicken coop looks really lonely, doesn't it? Everything's ready to go for this April when our first batch of meat chickens will get here. I guess that's a birdhouse, right? On the birdhouse, I don't know if it's the cat out front that scares them away or what, but no birds have nested in this one yet. We'll call this house Baby Blue. This birdhouse has had birds raised in it before. I've cleaned the sticks out a couple of times. I don't see any. Oh yeah, there are a few poking out right there in the middle. So that's another one I'm gonna have to clean out. This one here is my little square log cabin one. It's got a solar panel on the roof to fuel up my solar lights strung through the trees here. That one back there, that's kind of a teepee style. You can't see the entry because it's covered in snow. It's tilting a little. We'll wait till spring to fix that one. Here's another one of my favorites. This is my little log cabin. If you look, it's even got a wood stove in there to keep the birds warm in the winter. This one here is another one of my favorites. Just kind of let my imagination run wild with that one too. And this one right here, as I was building all these birdhouses, I had a bunch of scraps. So I made a box and then covered it in scraps. And that the hole in the middle there is actually a knot hole. I didn't drill that one out. But I think that's pretty cool. One back there is kind of my roundhouse with plywood shake shingles. This one here is the one that kind of started it all. I had this old stump sticking up. I had a milk crate and I had some old cedar. I just clad the milk crate with some old cedar. And that was the first one here on the property. This one I call my Ode to Cambodia. My daughter-in-law is Cambodian, and kind of inspired me to make this one. Looks like I've got a little repair to do there. We've lost a couple of chunks in the front door. That one will wait till spring. This birdhouse comes with its own set of wind chimes. And right next to it, we have what I call the lighthouse birdhouse. Then we got this guy. You can tell by the wood that he's one of the first few I built and hung up in the trees here. We got this one. It's a pretty big birdhouse. Probably need to get it higher up in the trees so a bird can use it. Got this one up by Izzy's house. It's got a little fly-through attic there. If the bird cares to take a nap upstairs, he can. And I made a bunch of this style. The shingles were falling off, so I put that tin up on there, that perforated tin. Kind of looks like chainmail. We'll call this one the chainmail house. So there you go. There's the grand tour of the birdhouses here at Little Hollow Homestead. Thanks for coming along. I probably should have changed shoes. I'll show you my shoes, what I've been tromping through the snow. My feet are freezing. So anyway, I'm going to go in and thaw my feet out. But thanks for stopping by this afternoon, Little Hollow Homestead, for a tour of my birdhouses. Not fancy, but they were fun to build. I may add a few here and there as the years go by. I lost count. I can't remember how many there were, but I've got enough for a while, I think. I'm running out of trees to hang them in. Anyway, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. And thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you at the next one.